My name is Loretta Gaffney, and I approve this message. I'd like to introduce you to someone else. This is Tyrannosaurus Debt. Yesterday, we were in the Elkridge Parade, and this was one of the props that I used. But I was surprised because there were so many people who didn't understand him and didn't recognize who he was or what he stands for. So, if you'll just bear with me for a minute, the words to the Tyrannosaurus Debt song that was put out by Schoolhouse Rock, I'd just like to share that with you again for a minute. There's something huge, red, white, and blue, that's grazing in Maryland. It's gobbling up the taxes that are paid by you and me. It doesn't seem to notice we really can't afford the billions that it's costing us to pay its room and board. It doesn't roam, but seems content to dwell in Annapolis as long as the trucks keep pulling up with tons of greenbacks bills. We've got to feed this big guy. We really can't forget. It has an awesome appetite. Tyrannosaurus Debt. That's cute. I've had enough, and I hope you have too, and we don't want to feed this guy anymore. Right. We've lost enough businesses, and we're paying the highest amount of taxes. And if you just take a peek at the federal level for a second, if they do not renew the tax cuts, then we're going to be paying even more taxes. Had enough, had enough, had enough. My friends, the Jollies came because, and I met them at a GOP meeting, and some guy asked them why were they here, and they said because they've had enough, and they're mad as all outdoors. I hope you are too. I hope you're tired of the incumbents. I hope you recognize that they are career politicians who have been there 14, 15 years. I hope you recognize that the votes that they are making have all been hostile towards businesses. They have not put in any bills in the state of Maryland that have created any jobs. In turn, when it comes down to letting them know it's time for them to go, each one of you voters has a term limit card in your pocket. When you go in that booth, pull it out, tell them the end of the road for them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most important elections that there is going to be in history. As you know, District 13 is the largest district in this county. We cover 5 villages: Owen Brown, Oakland Mills, King's Contrivance, Longreach, and River Hill. And then we also go all the way east and back up north to Laurel on the south side, and on the other side of that is Elkridge. They're going to be redrawing the lines because the census has been completed. You need to send me to Annapolis so that we can work on trying to make sure the lines are drawn in a fair manner. I am asking you to send me to Annapolis because I proudly served my country in the military. I served my community by working at HPRP, which stands for Homeless Persons Representation Project. I've also served on numerous boards here locally. And on the state level, I served as the legislative assistant to some delegate named Gail Bates. While working for Gail, it was such an incredibly eye-opening experience to see the shenanigans that was going on there. That was the thing that motivated me to renounce being a Democrat and change my affiliated party to Republican, and here I stand before you today, a proud Republican woman of African American descent. We have got to stop the debt. It is rising too quickly. And these numbers are so big, people just don't seem to really grasp them. And the language that they use in politics, you just slide from one side to the other. Well, I want to share an example with you to help you maybe get a grip on what they're really talking about. If we say 1,000,000 seconds equals 12 days, 1,000,000,000 seconds equals 32 years, and 1,000,000,000,000 seconds equals 32,000 years. Maryland has a $2 billion deficit. Right now, it looks like on the federal level, we're looking at $75 trillion deficit. What legacy will there be for your children? During my door knocking experiences, one businessman in particular shared his story with me. He immigrated from the Ukraine. And when he came here, he could not believe it. When he went into the grocery store, there was food on the shelves. And he was able to have money in his pocket to pay for it. But he says to me, what's going on now in Annapolis is not right. It's broken. And he said, you know, that's why he came here, because he was able to make a good living for himself and to help his family back home. But he sees and feels with the rate that business taxes are growing and everything else, it's not right, he says. He says it's broken. He says, good luck to you, Loretta. Go and help them to fix it before you have to throw it away. Because what they want to do is socialism. And they tried that in my country and it doesn't work. Ladies and gentlemen, in this time of recession, this can be a wonderful time of opportunity to take a look at the government, to take a look at restructuring, pardon me, to see what things we can do better, to see how we can deliver services better, to remove duplicity, to remove bloat, and to remind people that the government is not your mother. I am asking you to tell people about me, and I'm asking you to vote for me on September the 14th and again on November the 2nd. A vote for me is a vote for you, and I thank all of you for coming out tonight.